Hello everybody, welcome back. In this video, I'd like to share with you how I push and exaggerating colors. Since I painted this a while back, I don't have the value study with me anymore. I can't seem to find it in my studio. So what I did was I converted the color painting into a grayscale so you could see the value structure of the painting. So and I also include some of the photos that I took of the surrounding area, so you have an idea what the actual color looked like. Since the whole idea of this is to push the color, so at least this will give you an idea where I based my painting and how far I pushed the color. Let's get started. I start out the painting with first wetting the paper first. And the reason for wetting the paper is because this will allow me more time to get a wash, because I'm gonna be working wet and wet, and then have the backgrounds kind of just will give me enough time and not have to worry about the paper drying on me. And the first wash is the ultramarine blue, which will serve a kind of at this point it's kind of light. I wet the paper, so the paper itself has a kind of diluted the paint a little bit. And I actually right now I'm drying, picking up some of the pigment, so there is a gradual of the sky, and then start out with the lightest part where the yellow and the orange and red. This is the most intense color that you'll see, and almost straight out of the tube. So this is the part where I don't really mix a lot of color. I just take it out straight from the tube. And this is the part where a lot of people are afraid to go there, or don't you want to go there, because playing with these really strong color, if you have such strong color, they might be screaming at each other. It's very difficult to control them and to really direct your audience eyes. But this is the part where you have to really kind of have a strong graphic that the value structure has to be clear. So I think ultimately it comes back down to values. And I know color is the thing that gets all the attention. Again, we always talk about value does all the work and color just takes the credit. So in this case, I'm actually painting a really strong yellow and green, and then in the back, and then this is the mid-tone that I'm working on right now. I put down the green and then the magenta. Now this is the blue, and really super this is kind of my mid-tone. And you can see the contrast in terms of the values. Again, it is all actually the values that is doing all the work right now. And of course, I'm not saying the color is not important. Right now, it's the blue and the green. It's really contrasting with that yellow, orange, and green in the back. And you'll see that U shape, that simple graphic shape, that's actually also the contrast in the values, and that's also take playing an important role. So oftentimes we always when we look at a painting with bright color, we're captivated. We're really want to find out, like, it's the value that it's doing most of the work. And if you look at the black and white version of the painting, you'll see that the value structure is pretty strong. And then now you're looking at the kind of a blocking of that. You can see that you're captivated by the color, but it's actually the value that's doing a lot of the work, and the painting will actually hold up without that strong color. And since we're on talking about strong color, I want to emphasize that I'm not saying color is not. It's really important, but we need to understand the value structure. Speaking of clean color, I want to and the biggest problem with the like a lot of people think about color is that they are afraid to use color that's straight from the tube. That it's just they have to mix it, and to kind of it looks raw. It doesn't it's it but when we're painting, in order to get clean color, oftentimes we need to tap into that. I think it's important to feel comfortable and be bold about putting down your color. And there are times for muted color, but in painting, in a sense, it's actually playing how many percent of your painting is it's that pure color, and how many percent is actually, and in a normal painting you'll see like maybe 10% of pure saturation. But in this case, I just wanted to see how far I can push the color, and the like I said, the yellow, the green, and the blue, they are really super saturated. They are, and some of them are straight out of the tube, and for that reason, like it almost feels like it's kind of screaming at each other, and um, maybe I'm running the risk of having these contrasts. These colors are just clashing, and they are also like just trying to get attention and start like so I mean that's the whole point of trying to push the color. I don't want that color harmony. I want the color to really like contrast with each other. The blue against the purple, against the yellow, the green and the red. So this is the whole idea of pushing the color, and not, don't be afraid of using pure color. And like I said, if there are times for a more muted color, and I'm actually thinking of planning to do a painting on just leftover gray color, all these grays and just really muted color. But that's going to be another video. So on this, so going back to this video, it's really just don't not being afraid of pushing those color, and as long as you have your value structure locked down, it's actually not that scary. I mean, you can replace those color, strong color, with another color, and it's still gonna work. And color is on the surface, it feels like, oh, color, it's just dominating everything, but it's actually the value. It's the value structure that's keeping everything together. So if just by looking at going back to that in the beginning, looking at the black and white version of this painting, the painting still so holds up without any color. And if you look at any of the black and white photo, any of the six, I mean, really strong, like Ansel Adams, and some of the early photography, they have no color. and yet they are really strong. The composition, all that stuff is everything is there without color. So it is not that scary to once you have your value study, your value structure locked down to push your color. And this will be much easier if you more the stronger your value structure is, the stronger your painting is going to turn out. And then when you push your color, that's when interesting effects can happen. So at this point, the blocking of the painting is pretty much done. What I'm doing right now is just bring out the smaller shapes, the lighter shape within the these like big shapes that I blocked in earlier. And then at this point, I could, if I don't like the effect, if I don't like the just the block in the feeling of this direction, I would most likely wouldn't even waste my time adding those details. And for the most part, I will try to keep the this block in the color scheme, everything, the contrast, the color, uh, because it's I just trying to experiment to see how far I can push the color. So these are the small details that I put in just to tie everything together. I feel like the paint once the blocking is done, the painting is pretty much locked down already, and this is the stage where you could just go in and polish the details, to go in, direct your audience eyes, lift out some of the paint, and just define the smaller shapes a little bit more. And this is the part that I feel like the subtlety part. This is the part that where you kind of go in with a really confident mark making, big bold strokes, and this is the part. This is the stage where you need to just kind of slow down and work on a little bit and fine tune that those subtleties, bring out, design those shape a little bit more. And like if the that streak of light coming through, make sure that the value relation is working, and those are the things that it's going to take a lot longer. In fact, the as you can see, the block-in actually took, I'm going to say 30, 40 minutes, maybe less. And I sped up this painting process about 300%. So the block-in at this point, it's like I said, it's done already. I'm just looking at this, trying to bring out what is there. Just soften the edges a little bit. Some of the shapes maybe can be redesigned a little bit, and then just slowly. This is like a really slow process. And adding some details to show the texture of those leaves, the foliage in the back, and sometimes you if you don't take a break, if you don't take breaks, you just kind of sit there and like try to put every details in there. You will run the risk of overwork your painting, and this is that stage where I kind of keep reminding my student to take breaks, make sure you don't like work on it, and always remember to step back and look at the painting, and sometimes is what you put in is just as important as what you leave out. So, and here I'm actually trying to just to add details in the back, and using some white and soften those edges a little bit more. So just to sum up this video, always think about even though we're pushing color, we're still going to go back to our value study, our value structure. And as much as you think the color is important, it is the value that's driving the whole thing, not the color. So if your value works, your color can be swapped out. You don't need to worry too much about getting the exact color. And you can see some of the reference photo. I mean, I have the base to go with, but I wasn't trying to copy. I was trying to push that further. I try to see how far I can push the local color. I mean, you can see that there are the foliage, the trees are changing color, and there's some yellow, there's some orange, but the color is a lot more intense. The color a lot more saturated, and so painting to me it's just about finding the right ratio of how much pure color and how much of those muted color. So that way you'll see if your color is exaggerated, then you'll see a lot more pure color straight out of the tube, and if your color is muted, maybe like 60% or 70% of the color is really muted. Or if you want to go even further, like 90% of it's grays, and then just that 10% of those color will just be straight out of the tube. So, by the way, this painting actually made it to the cover of the International Artist Magazine. That's it for this video. If you like the content that I'm sharing on this channel, please subscribe, and it'll help me out a great deal. And also, please feel free to leave me a comment, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those. Okay? Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.